Hey guys, so we're back with another video. I am your host Sleepy Celestial. Now welcome back to my channel. Now as you guys know, we just got done with the US track and field Olympic trials, and we're also gearing up for the Olympics, which will be starting next week Friday. But let's get right into this. So American Horror Story is the first content that I will be covering for the later half of the July, which is what I'm covering now. So as you guys know, American Horror Story is finished with its 12th installment, which will make it 12 years, I would say, of American Horror Story. Basically a decade and a half. American Horror Story is like no other show. The anthology series has brought us some joys, sadness, happiness, and even shocking moments from each season. Some are worse than others. From episode 1 of season of Murder House all the way up to, I would say, Apocalypse, which was the last installment that we had a proper year, as well as 1984, which started off the later half of the next season. I conclude that American Horror Story may have at least 20 seasons in its bag in order for it to be as popular as it is. When it was running, it was no show that was compared to it. And due to the pandemic, it had a halt, and then we end up getting season 12, which was the delicate season, as well as season 11, which was to me not my favorite season. I tend to brush off on that season. Not that the characters or the actor or the storyline is bad, it's just that I could not get into it. With 10 episodes and the way that they started off the American Horror Story videos, I think that it would have been great if they would have expanded things the way they used to do, especially when we had at least 13 episodes instead of just 9 or 10. Sometimes it depends on the writers and how they write the episodes, and how Ryan Murphy directs some of the episodes. It's always started off very strong and end up falling flat at the end sometimes. But going back to the two different eras of American Horror Story, from the Asylum days, I call them, to the modern time now, which was double feature, I think that we need to go back to what made America's story very great. You know, with the characters and having emotional depths into them and getting to know them more instead of like having them in one episode, with the season 13 looming large over the heads of American Horror Story. I remember what Ryan Murphy mentioned. He said that the season will one day feature the witches. They will come back in some capacity or form, with Delicate concluding the last look of some sort of a witch hint. I think that it would be necessary if they have the witches come back for the 13th season, which will be something very interesting. Now, the 13th season of American Horror Story, I'm thinking of it based on everything that I have covered on American Horror Story. It would not be surprised to me if they bring back the original OG cast, such as Jessica Lange, Sarah Paulson, and many more that was part of the original set list. I think it would be cool to get a new spin-off on the witches, or even though I could see it happening where we could have HAS Warlock and have a whole season based on the Warlock school, and to get to know them better, and to finally, I said finally, reveal the male supreme. I think that when season 8 was airing in 2018, and they mentioned that, we thought Michael Langdon was that, but it ended up being that Michael Langdon was mostly the spawn of Satan, of the devil. So it was like, retcon, I would say. So I think if they want to properly introduce the male supreme, that would have been cool. I even thought when I was looking at season 8 that Timothy was one of the candidates to be like the male supreme, but it ended up not being that. He ended up being one of the carriers to create another Antichrist figure on American Horror Story. So I think in some capacity with the ending of season 12 and how it projected a new baby being born or something like that, it could be two storylines where two other Antichrists are gonna show up. It's crazy, but I'm thinking the name of the next season could be American Horror Story Daybreak or American Horror Story Pilgrim, or even Harvest. That could be something, because I remember when the promotion for season 6 came out back in 2016, it was a time to be alive, because the promotion was so good and everybody was speculating. It really had you in tune. This is why I say season 6 holds a special place in my heart, because of the promotional detail that it had and the anthology symbol that it had, where when it was intertwining to the next season, I think they should do something like that again, where it basically shows all the past seasons before it hits season 13. That would be pretty cool. And like I said, season 13 was probably season 6. Oh my god. Season 6 was probably something that we never expected from American Horror Story, with the TV show and then inside of the actual show. That was pretty cool. And like I said, with season 13 looming very large, I would definitely put it under the Witches or something even greater than that. Like, I know they need to bring American Horror Story back with like 13 episodes and make it more longer so that people could actually understand. Like, look at Game of Thrones, House of Dragons. So these are some of my ideas. So, but like I said, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for part 2. Bye bye, guys.